It's Saturday the 12th of October and we're back at the London Film Festival, and we've just got out of seeing Western Stars, the film about Bruce Springsteen's live performance of his latest album, Western Stars. Now this film follows a fairly simple structure of Bruce introduces a song, maybe gives some musings on a different topic, whether it be love, lies, or driving, or change, and then he'll introduce the song, sing the song in this barn, in his ranch, or wherever it is. And yeah, what did you make of that structure, Anna? Is that something that you got into? Did you get immersed in it, or did you find it too samey?
I think that's a really interesting question, because I went in kind of knowing that it would just be this live kind of performance, but it was actually quite nice to have it broken up and have each song introduced, because often I think with things like this we don't know the backstory to a lot of things, and for some people people's songs can sound exactly the same or feel they're just kind of continuing the themes, but actually to be able to learn about this character that Bruce has created, and kind of the character that is throughout the whole of the album, but also different characters on each song, it was really cool to see that. So I wouldn't say it was repetitive, I would say that it was really needed to be able to really get into Bruce's head and see where he was coming from. I think, not that it was slightly cheesy, but it was a bit like, I don't know, just kind of funny how it was done. But again, it was really cool how it was done, and I really liked that they did the intercutting between the songs. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was a lot more gentler experience than I was expecting, quite intimate, especially in the barn setting. We got lots of close-ups of Bruce. I really did like hearing about the thoughts that had gone in, the thoughts and the stories that Bruce had created around each song and each topic. I felt it accompanied Blinded by the Light quite nicely, because that's a film about how these different stories can be transplanted over to somewhere as obscure as Luton in England, and yeah, we kind of just see the root of these songs and what's inspired them. Oh, one thing that really did actually bug me a little bit was I wanted subtitles for his song, like for the songs, because I love Bruce, but sometimes I really struggle to make out his lyrics, and that's one of the things that I mentioned in our Blinded by the Light review, that I've never necessarily connected with Bruce's lyrics on that level, just because I've never really made them out, and I certainly sing the wrong lyrics a lot of the time. So throughout a lot of this, I did find myself maybe zoning out a little bit of the actual meanings of the songs, just because I couldn't always make out clearly each lyric. Was that just me, or...?
No, I'm really glad that you said that, because I feel exactly the same. He has this such iconic voice, and everyone knows as soon as he starts singing, that's Bruce. But often, yeah, because of kind of the rasp of it and whatever, you can't always hear what he's saying. So I think it would have been nice. I guess that's possibly why they went more into what the songs mean and stuff, so that if you did miss a few lyrics, you'd kind of understand at least the story of it. But I think for me, what really took me away into this magical world was just the orchestra and the band. It was, even at times I couldn't kind of get the lyrics, just the music, the sound, the life, it was fantastic. So it starts out with Bruce saying he didn't know kind of where to put this 30-piece orchestra, but then he's got this barn on his ranch, and I don't know, in the initial clips of the barn it looked quite small, and then suddenly bam, they've got like 20 people playing violin and like cello and everything, and aerial shots of it, and like it was massive, so big. And for me, that was what made it magic, was just the music and everyone there together, all playing, and just seeing kind of each piece of the song come together. Because even little bits that you don't really hear, or you think, oh, is that this instrument? We could really see all of that, and each of it was showcased. It wasn't just the cameras all on Bruce all the time. I really liked how we got to see the playing and the close-ups of other instruments and stuff. Yeah, for me, what blew me away was just how kind of fantastic this album was through the music and the melody and the tune and all of that, and how well it was put on display and on show.
Yeah, I think my two favourite songs from the album and from the film were Western Stars, the lead track, but also one, I can't remember the name, but it was about lies, and it was called Stones, was a big part of the lyrics. I'm guessing it's something to do with Stones is the song title. But what I loved most about that was there was this violin solo in it, which was just incredible. I think that was the standout moment of the film for me. It was a real just hair-raising moment. Did you have a favourite song?
I'm not sure, actually. I think Western Stars, well, Bruce was saying that this was the song that whenever he needed inspiration for the other ones, this is the one he came back to, because this was kind of the main guy that he was the character that he was talking about. So I think either that or the second song that was played, we went from this kind of not quiet song to begin with, but this sudden kind of, yeah, this is Bruce Springsteen and this is his album. And I can't remember the name, so you'll have to watch the film to find out. But no, I think overall it was fantastic. I really loved kind of the backdrop of it and how it was kind of really raw, yet really magical. It was just fantastic. I'm a big Katy Perry fan, as probably everyone knows, and after her first album came out, she did an MTV Unplugged album, and it was kind of a similar thing where it's just her on kind of stage with a bit of an audience and piano and a guitar, and that is my favourite because it's so kind of stripped back and raw, and we just see her on stage. And it was kind of a similar thing with this. I loved it because it was him on stage giving it his all and really showing us these songs how he wants us to hear them and see them. And that's what made it kind of really special to me. So if you're a Brucey fan or you love live music, I definitely give the Western Stars a watch when it comes out on any platform that it's out on.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Katy Perry thing, because that was one of the thoughts that really hit me during this film. Was I'd love to get this kind of film for, you know, the big albums I love in my life. I'd love to, you know where I'm going with this immediately. I'd love to see Courtney Barnett. Hers would be a lot different. I imagine she'd just be like sitting on a couch somewhere and just like a bit more chilled rather than this big orchestra. But yeah, I'd love to see that, and you get, you know, to get more context and personal context behind these songs. That's something that I'd love to see people do more of. Yeah, I again would agree. It's just a compulsory viewing for any Bruce fan.